Nalge ma'am from Shri Shivaji Vidya Mandir, Aund. So, in previous lecture, we have seen female reproductive system and tiers of ovary as well as development and structure of a ovary. On the basis of development of ovary, menstrual cycle is depend. So today we will see the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle involves the cyclic changes ovary as well as in uterus, which is present in the female reproductive tract. And this menstrual cycle has a particular period of 28 days. In that 28 days, there are 4 phases are present. The middle of each cycle, that means on 14th day, egg get released. And this cycle is divided into 4 phases. First is the menstrual phase, second is the proliferative phase, third is the ovulatory phase, fourth is the secretory phase. And you can see, and on the basis of that particular graph, these 4 phases are explained. So we will see these phases along with graph. So first is the menstrual phase. So this phase has 5 days. First 5 days are a menstrual phase. You can see here at the last of the graph there is a days and mention the days of a menstrual cycle. So these are the changes, and here you can see the phases. Now first phase is the menstrual phase. This phase includes 5 days. That means it is a beginning of a cycle. In that phase, hormone level get increased and decreased. So there is 2 hormones. First is the FSH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone, and this follicle stimulated hormone helps in growing of a egg. And second is the LH. LH is the luteinizing hormone, and this hormone triggers ovulation and development of the corpus luteum. So these both hormones get increased and decreased in this particular phase. You can see the ovarian cycle in 0 to 5 days, that means in first 5 days, there is a small follicles. These follicles are primordial follicles or primary follicles. Second is the ovarian hormone level. You can see here there is also 2 hormones in the ovarian hormone layers, estrogen and progesterone. So this estrogen gets started increasing along with progesterone. Progesterone also gets started increasing. This uterine cycle mainly include changes of endometrium. So in previous lecture, in the female reproductive tract, uterine is present, and in that uterine there are 3 walls, and third wall is the endometrium wall. And this endometrium breaks because of effect of prostaglandins, and it decreases progesterone and estrogen level. In this phase, that means in first phase of a cycle, blood, tissue, mucus, endometrial lining, unfertilized oocytes are discharged through the vagina. That first 5 days blood continue get lost, and this blood didn't get clot because of fibrinolysin. Menstrual phase usually occurs when egg didn't get fertilized. So this called as a funeral of unfertilized egg. So second we will see that is a proliferative phase, and this phase is also called as a follicular phase or a postmenstrual phase. It has a 5 to 13 days. 5 to 13 days. In that days, there is also some changes are occur, and that are, you can see hormone level started changing. In ovarian cycle, these primordial follicles get started converted into primary follicles, and these primary follicles are get converted into secondary follicles. You can see here the size of a follicle gets started increasing, as well as the developed ovum. These are the follicles which are primordial follicle, these are the primary follicle, and this is the secondary follicle. And at last these follicles get converted into Graafian follicles. Graafian follicles means, as I told in previous lecture, that is a mature follicle, that is a mature ovary. Some follicles get converted into mature follicle, that is a Graafian follicle, and remaining follicles get degenerated, and this degeneration is called as a arachia. In the ovarian hormone level, estrogen and progesterone, both hormones get increasing. In uterine cycle, endometrium begins to degenerate because of the estrogen, and endometrium get regenerated, and it regenerate epithelial cells or uterine gland, and also blood vessels get developed, and also their thickness increases about 3 to 5 mm. Third is the ovulatory phase. Ovulatory phase has only one day, that is a 14th day. It is a very shortest phase. So in this 14th day, hormone level of FSH and LH are totally on a high peak. In ovarian cycle, on 14th day ovulation occurs. That means it involves the rupturing of a follicle. Follicle means Graafian follicle, and it releases the ovum to the pelvic cavity. Because of pregnancy hormone, that particular ovum get released. In this phase, female could get pain in their lower abdomen. So last is that is the fourth phase, is the secretory phase, that is a secondary phase. It is also called as a luteal phase, and this phase includes 15 to 28 days. 15 to 28 days. So in a graph you can see hormone level get decreases. In the ovarian cycle, ovulation happens on a 14th day. So after ovulation, there is only remaining tissue of Graafian follicles, and this remaining tissue are converted into corpus luteum, and corpus luteum gets started secretion of estrogen and progesterone. That ovulated egg maybe get fertilized into the 24 hours after the 14th day. And in the absence of fertilization, this corpus luteum get transferred into corpus albigans. That is, this corpus luteum degenerated and get converted into white scar, and that are the corpus albigans. In the uterine cycle, endometrium gets started regeneration, so it develops their uterine wall and the endometrium becomes more thick, about 8 to 10 mm, and these changes are necessary for the fertilization and the next cycle. So we have seen the menstrual cycle and their 4 phases with the help of a graph. So in the next lecture we will see the gametogenesis and types of a gametogenesis. Thank you.